Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Kagam. Today we're going to talk about the Fendi price increases throughout the years from 2019 until today, how much their products have gone up by a significant amount. And I feel like we're always critiquing Chanel, we're always going in on Chanel and LV and Hermes. But let's be honest, Fendi's products are very, very expensive and they have increased them significantly. So I have a lot of research to show you. I really hope that you enjoy this video. By the way, I'm pretty sure that Chanel obviously have done their price increase. Cartier have done a price increase. There are rumors that Dior is about to do one, or they've already started doing theirs. I'm pretty sure that LV will have a price increase as well before the end of the year, and Chanel probably will increase their prices at the end of the year, or at least in January. So with so many things going on in terms of how much these products cost, don't let these other brands run away. Okay, Gucci stays increasing prices, okay, and no one drags them. But it's now time for Fendi to be dragged and to be held accountable. But I do like Fendi. I love their products. I just think that their products are super expensive, but I do really like them. So I thought I would shine a light on that, and I really hope that you enjoy today's video. I was thinking, we always have the heat and the smoke for Chanel and their shenanigans when it comes to price increases, and obviously Vuitton as well, because they increase a lot. But Fendi are increasing significantly. So I've done some research. All of the prices that I found, the previous ones, are linked in the description below, but I thought I would show you basically how much they're increasing their prices by, and it's a significant amount. Let's look at the Mini Baguette. I personally don't feel like this bag is worth the money. The old price was $2,190. It's now $2,290. It's a $100 increase since 2019. And I know you're thinking, that's not that bad. Well, I actually think that's quite bad for a bag that's literally that big. It's like the size, it's absolutely tiny. It's not the size of a card holder, but it doesn't really look like you can fit a whole lot in there. I think that they're careful with how they kind of increase the prices of these mini bags. And even though smaller bags are super hot at the moment, everyone wants a small bag. I do think that is like a lot of money to pay for an absolutely tiny bag like that. They're very cute, but I don't know whether I also don't know whether they feel like baguettes to me, if that makes sense. Does anyone feel that way concerning the mini baguette? Those are the current prices. I'll quote in USD, but I have noticed something weird with the pound sterling prices as well. So I'll talk about that later on in the video. The medium baguette is where you really see the boost in the price increase from 2019 until today in 2021. So in 2019, the medium baguette, which for some reason Passport calls the regular baguette, I don't know why they call it that, but it's the medium one. It was $2,690 in 2019. It is now $3,290. So that is a $600 increase from 2019 until today, which again, I do think is quite juicy. I mean, that's a lot of money to spend at the end of the day. $3,200 at Louis Vuitton gets you quite a bit, I must say, and I do think it's quite rich for them to be like, yeah, okay, the medium baguette is going to be $3,290. So I think it's quite a bit of money. I do like the medium baguette. I just don't know whether it's like, it's not so much whether it's worth that amount. Obviously it is, because people are buying it, but I don't know whether a $600 increase is like long-term. Like, I mean, really, Sylvia? Really, Kim Jones? Is that what we're doing at Fendi? Okay then. Now, this is where things get interesting. Although the increase isn't as bad for the large baguette. The large baguette in 2019 was $3,190. It's now $3,590. Listen, okay? Let me tell you, as a person who loves Cartier, you take that $3,590, go to Cartier today and see how many things you can come out with. That is a $400 increase in a few years. I think the large baguette, personally, in my opinion, is the nicest one out of all of the baguettes. The baguettes come in lots of different finishes, obviously leather, obviously. There was an exotic baguette there. I was like, whoa, okay, I wasn't ready for that. But it comes in tons of different finishes. I think the largest one really looks like the baguette. And obviously, Silvia Venturini Fendi, that was her creation, her design. By the way, there's some misinformation going around. She hasn't left the house at all. So Kim Jones is doing haute couture and women's wear, and Venturini is doing accessories and menswear. So she's still there, which is really cool. And she's like a third generation member of the Fendi family. Yeah, I mean, I think, the large baguette is a ton of money. I guess because the baguette was like the first it bag, maybe the prices are kind of reflecting the kind of hype around the bag. Because although we're not going to cover the summer vertigo collection in this video, I know most of you have seen the summer vertigo collection. I like it. I think it's different and unique. And what I like so much about Fendi that I think Chanel, LV and Hermes lack is Fendi are creative. Like, even if you don't like that whole goldfish bowl look, you can't deny it's creative. And I actually think the summer vertigo clothing is really nice. Anyway, the baguette prices have gone up significantly. The worst price increase is in the medium baguette with that $600 increase. What do you guys think of that? We haven't even started talking, sweetheart, okay, about the Peekaboo. So let's move on to the Peekaboo. I think the Peekaboo is also going through a really interesting transition. Something else that I noticed that is very sneaky that Fendi are doing in order to increase prices and really squeeze money out of customers is the Peekaboo line has tons and tons of variations. You need to be very careful. They have the Peekaboo XS, like XS, like extra small. Then they have the Peekaboo Mini. Then they have the Peekaboo Iconic Mini. Okay, and then they have the medium Peekaboo as well. I didn't see any large Peekaboos on the US site today, but they have so many different variations. And then they have this thing called the Peekaboo Issue, which is like another variant of the Peekaboo line. There are just so many different options for the Peekaboo, and in a way, if you're not like watching this channel or watching other luxury channels, let's say it's like a client who has heard of Fendi, excited about Fendi, but maybe doesn't have time to like look and see how many sizes are out there. This is actually done to trick and kind of put the wool over customers' eyes, because there's so many sizes. There isn't a small, medium, large, or even a mini, small, medium, large. It's like extra small, iconic mini, medium, large, Peekaboo issue medium. I mean, what? I think, I don't know, I think that's kind of, it feels like a bit of a graft to me, and it feels like a bit of a hustle. As much as I like Fendi, I don't like the way they're doing those issues with their sizing. It also kind of feels like a way for them to make a lot of money by having a lot of these smaller sizes. And there'll definitely be some of these sizes where, you know, a phone can't fit in there, and that's up to you. Now, the example that I have specifically is the Peekaboo Mini in leather. Don't forget that they have obviously different finishes. They've got canvas, they also have some embroidered bags as well, and they have leather, and then they have their exotics as well. Don't forget they also do really beautiful like sheepskin. They also have some mink bags as well. I think Fendi is one of the only brands I've seen with mink at the moment. There is a Sunshine Shopper Tote in mink on the website. The Peekaboo Mini in leather in 2018 was $3,150 in the United States. It is now $4,200. I've talked about this before. I want to talk about it a little bit more today, because this is actually a 25% increase, and it's actually an increase of $1,050 across a few years. This Peekaboo Mini that they're talking about will be linked in the description below. It does have a suede lining. These other baguettes that I mentioned do not have a suede lining, and Fendi is very slick on their website. If the thing is leather lined or suede lining, you better believe in the first or second sentence of the description, they're going to mention it. If it's fiber, they don't mention basically like whether it's lined or not, which I think is quite slick. These are all little slick things that these brands do. So when you're shopping, just watch out for that. I think leather lining at that price, to me, should be a given that the bag is leather lined, or at least suede. Suede is beautiful as well. I'd love to know what you think about that. I think Fendi are taking advantage of the fact that their bags are kind of reaching this kind of cult status, I think, in the fashion industry and in the consumer industry in general. The brand is extremely successful, and I think that's something a lot of people don't know and don't realize. I was looking at the LVMH 2020 annual report today when I was researching this video, and Fendi is only second to Dior in the hierarchy of when all of the individual brands are mentioned in terms of how they're doing. And in the annual report, they actually called it resilient. Now, those of you, who read these like business documents and stuff, when like the business side like sees the power of a brand and says it's resilient, I mean, even in the light of the pandemic, people are still buying these bags. It doesn't matter how expensive, we think they are, whether we think they're overpriced or not, is actually kind of irrelevant. I think that their bags are extremely expensive. Personally, I think they're very expensive. I mean, I like them. I think I prefer the baguette to the peekaboo personally, but I mean, 4,200 for a Peekaboo Mini is a lot, and they have an exotic, like a Python exotic there, that's 6,000. I don't know whether, if you take that 4,200, would you buy the Fendi Peekaboo Mini, or would you take that 4,200 and would you go to Chanel, for example? Or would you take that money and would you go to Vuitton, or would you go to Dior? I'd love to know what you think of their prices. I think their prices are very expensive compared to their competitors, but I think that they're targeting a different type of consumer. I think they're targeting a consumer who is like very much like a fashion insider, all those types of consumers who like to try things that are different and don't want to constantly be seen with the Louis Vuitton monogram, and don't want to have like double C's everywhere in terms of wearing Chanel bags. I mean, I really want to know what you think. Like, who do you think their customers are? I think that they really are going for those people who want to be different and want to have luxury handbags that make them stand out from the crowd, as opposed to just having a Birkin or a Kelly. You have a baguette. You do instantly stand out. I need to know what you think. Make sure you tell me in the comments. My favorite bag from Fendi is probably the large baguette in black. This is just my personal favorite. I actually think this particular one would go with every single outfit that I have, and it could be fit very well into my wardrobe. A lot of people say things about designer handbags that are black. I kind of feel like a black handbag, you might as well spend a little bit more extra money on a black handbag and get something really nice that can pull you through for a few years. I think that this one is probably my personal favorite. But I also have another reason why I've been thinking about Fendi. For the past month, I have been thinking about which designer a tote bag I'm going to purchase, because I am in the market for a tote bag, and it has to have two specific requirements. It needs to be perfect for me to use every day during the weekday when I go to the office for my job. And then it has to have like a work to weekend element. A lot of the times, Edwin and I will go on road trips. Sometimes people will be like, hey, should we go to Zanzibar or something? And I'm like, okay, let's go. So it needs to have this work to weekend vibe. So something that I can take with me as well on weekends, if we go on road trips or if we go somewhere. So the bag that I have been looking at to buy specifically is a Louis Vuitton on the go bag, but actually from the Wild at Heart collection, this bag right here. Don't worry, okay? You can come for me in the comments. I don't care. I love this bag, okay? But I love it in caramel. I don't like it in the black emprunt. I like it in the caramel emprunt. Now, Fendi also have the Sunshine Shopper Tote. So let's talk about this. This bag, I've seen people on YouTube. Actually seen a video about this on YouTube, watched it and stuff. I really, really liked this bag when it launched. I think this was kind of like a sleeper hit for Fendi when it came out. Obviously didn't come out this year. It's been around for some time. I think that this bag kind of took people by surprise. I think it took Fendi by surprise. I think they were surprised by how successful it has been. It launched in those kind of classic neutrals first, and then it just became super popular. They've launched it in tons and tons and tons of colors, lots of finishes. It comes in leather. It comes in, I think, like a canvas as well. It also comes in flannel. Like, it comes in lots of different finishes. It comes with this beautiful like embossed feature. It also has this like very natural look to it as well. I think the first generation of the Sunshine didn't come with a strap, and then they made this second generation that's out right now has a strap. So I've been looking at this as well. I did think it was quite expensive, to be fair, because I was like, typical Fendi stuff, it is expensive. I'm now forgetting the American price. I think the American price was like $2,900, and I think in the UK it's £1,980. And I remember like comparing that to the on the go. Now, I have forgotten the on the go price in pounds and in US dollars for the normal on the go, like the canvas one that isn't part of any capsule line. But the on the go MM, and I believe the Sunshine in the medium corresponds with the on the go MM. The on the go MM in the Wild at Heart collection in caramel, that one, I believe, in euros is like 2,700 euros, something like that on the euro site. And in pounds, I believe it's something like, I don't know, I think it was something like 2,500 pounds, something like that. It is way more expensive, obviously, in the emprunt leather as part of Wild at Heart. than it would be if you were just buying the canvas ones. Even if you're just buying the black emprunt, that's not part of the capsule collection. One thing I really like about the Fendi Sunshine Shopper Tote is, if you look at the pictures, by now you probably should have seen a lot of photos, it really does look robust. Like, you can fit tons in there and it looks really great. But at the same time, I feel like the emprunt on the go would just fit so much as well. I mean, I think they're both great. And for me, it's less of a price issue so much as it is like practicality and using it and ticking my boxes for the work to weekend thing. I'm not interested in any other totes. These are the only two that I'm interested in. I've pretty much made my mind, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with it on the go. I don't have any time limit to purchase it. I might buy it soon. I could buy it later. It just depends how I feel, but I don't buy things on impulse. I think about things. I think about my lifestyle, think of how important they are and whether I really need it or not, because whichever bag I purchase here, it's not going to be returned, because obviously my life is in Tanzania. I'm not going to be able to return an item, and I live in Dar. It's an absolute nightmare to try and do something like that. So tell me what you think of the Fendi Sunshine Shopper Tote and the on-the-go Wild at Heart, the on-the-go caramel emprunt from the Wild at Heart capsule collection. Don't tell me, Kags, don't go get the caramel one. I'm not interested in the normal canvas one anymore, or the normal emprunt one. I really like that one. I don't know why, because I know I'm gonna get dragged in the comments, and I'm okay with it, because I know the Wild at Heart collection has really ticked people off and made people very, very angry. And a lot of the pieces are absolutely frightening to look at, but some of the pieces are very cool. Look, I love big cats. When I saw that leopard print, I was like, let's go to the Serengeti right now. Okay, I love it. So super, super curious to know what you guys think between the Fendi Sunshine Shopper Tote and the on-the-go caramel emprunt piece. Which one would you guys choose if you had to choose between the two? Don't stop bringing up other totes, guys. We're just talking about these ones. I'd really love to know what you think. I have to say, Fendi's prices are eye-watering. I wear contact lenses, okay? And when I was researching the video on the US site, okay, they don't even put prices for the crocodile exotic bags anymore. They used to put the prices. They don't even do that anymore, okay? That's how expensive their items are becoming. It's just a super, super expensive brand. Although I do have a friend who purchased some Fendi ready-to-wear a few years ago, and she said their clothing is fantastic quality. So I don't really know what you guys think of that. And I have to salute them for kind of forging ahead in the post-Lagerfeld era. You know, I think that there was a lot of people in the business world who was like, whoa, is Fendi going to survive without Karl Lagerfeld? And I think Venturini proved that she can march alone, even though it must have been super, super hard for her. You know, she knew him her whole life since she was a child. So I don't know. I kind of like that. I love that whole forging ahead thing. And now they have Kim Jones. I'm very interested to see how they move ahead. So I'd love to know what you think of the way Fendi prices their items. What do you think of all these millions of sizes? I think they're so sneaky. And by the way, they have so many different finishes in their bags. They've got embroidery, they've got canvas, they've got leather, they've got this type of leather. I think they have like a leather type called Celeria. They have python, they have this and that and that. I think all of that stuff helps them to charge so much more money than, say, Vuitton, because I think they're actually way more expensive than Louis Vuitton. Like, if you look at the actual size of the bag, like, I don't know, I think that their bags are very, very, very expensive, but they look very beautiful as well. I'd love to know what you think. Please make sure that you're subscribed. And guys, please make sure you like my video, because if you like my videos, then more people get to know what we're doing here. I've received a lot of great feedback on how to improve my videos. I'm working on all of that stuff, the microphone stuff. A lot of other things are coming. My husband is helping me with that stuff because I have no idea how to do it. So I was telling him like, hey, I need to make all these changes to my channel to improve my channel. So I'm taking on your feedback. I'm very grateful for your constructive tips on how I can improve. And a lot of you were writing me very positive messages, positive emails, DMs, like inspiring me to keep going. So yeah, I wanted to put out a YouTube target for this year. I would love to hit 5,000 subscribers by Christmas Day. And I would love if you stick with me, turn on notifications. There are like 300 of you who've turned on notifications, which is amazing. So please keep turning them on. And if you see my videos on notifications, please watch through notifications. That means more than seeing my video through suggested, because it tells YouTube that people are tuning in for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.